All right, everybody, this is James from Life Free Project, and I just saw this story here, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because here we go. Here we go. So, as you can see, according to ET, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade support his 11-year-old son, Zion, at the Miami Beach Pride Festival. There's Gabrielle with the young man, Zion, and you see this right here, this unicorn thing he has on his head, unicorn representing a mystical creature, which is very popular within the homosexual community. Those who, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing how this particular creature, which is a mythical creature, has been taken on as a representation of, a partial representation of the homosexual community. And I wanted to get into this story right here. I just found here on, well, I saw some YouTube videos and I was like, let me go ahead and check this out. So apparently Gabrielle Union went to the Miami Beach Pride Festival with her 11-year-old stepson, Zion, who is Dwayne Wade's son, biological son. So Gabrielle Union stepped out at the 11th annual Miami Beach Pride Parade on Saturday to show her support for her husband Dwayne Wade's 11-year-old son, Zion. While Dwayne wasn't able to attend, Gabrielle and Zion, along with this Zion's 17-year-old brother Zaire and other family members, donned bright rainbow-toned outfits in a celebration of love, self-esteem, and self-esteem at the annual parade. And as you can see here, Gabrielle, she posted to Instagram pride emblems and colors and all that kind of stuff, and Dwayne Wade on his Instagram. And here, Dwayne Wade posted on his Instagram, "We support each other with pride." And there's a picture of Zion in the yellow shirt with all of these little trinkets from the Pride Parade. And there's Zaire, I would assume that's Zaire. They're showing his support for his little brother, saying with the quote there, "It's a family thing." And you know what? I get that. I understand that and I get that. But I don't think they understand what they are pushing this young man into. And it's a scary thing to see that this kind of stuff is happening. And this child, being 11 years old, don't even really understand who he is. He's experiencing some things in the mind and in the heart, which is confusing as to how he's determined to live his lifestyle based on feelings and sexual desires. And see, a lot of this, because of the infiltration of, I guess you can say, sex and sexuality in the media, these kids are being influenced by the droves now. You know, when I was coming up, it wasn't that we had to basically search this stuff out. But now it's on your phones. It's on your computer. It's on television. It's in the magazines showing this quote-unquote diversity of lifestyles. And so these kids have access to this. They have access. When you give your kids these tablets and these phones, unrestricted, they have access to the world. They have access to all of this information that can lead them on pathways of destruction. And no matter what anyone says, this particular lifestyle, to embrace it is a pathway of sexual destruction. And that's not to put anybody down. I mean, there's nothing honorable the way that homosexuality dishonors the body. And that may sound harsh and that may sound cruel. And I'm not talking about this young man here because, you know what, he may live a celibate lifestyle. I don't know. But to embrace that particular lifestyle, it eventually leads you to want to be with someone of the same sex. And eventually you're going to want to experience that physical intimacy with that particular person. And with that being said, what that could lead to is, and this is not, again, this is not to put the homosexual community down. These are just facts. You know, I saw some videos on YouTube where people were talking about, you know, get rid of tradition and religion. And see, I'm not going to even mention religion with this. I'm not even going to religion. Yes, and I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. But I'm not even going to mention religion with this. This is purely based on the fact that the homosexual lifestyle is a destructive lifestyle when it comes to sex and sexuality. How do I know? Well, number one, being a former homosexual myself, I've seen the devastation that is caused with a lot of people. There are even admitted gay vloggers who will tell you how destructive that lifestyle is. And to act as though, well, it's just normal, this is what people do, and this is the new times, and this is the new millennium, and people just need to get used to it. Things have not changed. Things do not, these types of things do not change. There's nothing new under the sun with this stuff. And yeah, it's been around for a long time, biblical days and all that kind of stuff, even up until now. Now we are seeing this influx of the influence towards kids and getting them influenced into this lifestyle. But the destruction of this lifestyle is sitting ready, waiting for this young man. And the reason I know this, all you got to do is go right here. Look at this. This is from Center for Disease Control and Prevention, a government website, who monitors all of this stuff. And what does that say right there? Men who have sex with men have higher rates of STDs such as syphilis and HIV. You don't have to go too far to find the facts about that lifestyle. You don't have to go too far at all. And these are just the basic things. And this is why they are pushing drugs like PrEP so hard, is to keep you on drugs and to keep you bound to this particular lifestyle. You know, no one goes around celebrating, people being adulterers. No one celebrates that. You know, you're not going around saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have an adultery pride day," and there all the adulterers march down the aisle. March down the road half naked, celebrate, because these pride parades are very, very sexual. Don't get it twisted. You're gonna see half naked men. Almost fully naked. Sometimes with just a G-string on, and sometimes when there's a quote unquote half a protest, the women walking around with no shirts on, showing their breasts. So don't get it twisted. To allow your children to go to these events is to expose them to a lifestyle that they are not ready for. And at 11 years old, Dwayne Wade, he's not ready for this. And you as a father have a responsibility to protect your children. You have that responsibility. Don't let the world have your kids. Because see, when they go down this road right here, it's opening up doors, both physical and spiritual, and you're not even ready for it. And it have long-term effects. And we can and people try to bring up, kids who have parents who have rejected them and so forth. And I can tell you, me myself, I was accepted. My parents and my family were like, "Oh, it's fine and it's cool." And I went out into that life, and over the years of living that life, I saw people dropping like flies. It was like, wow, look at this. And it wasn't because of that devastation that I chose to walk out, to leave that lifestyle. It was because you see, like, it's a lifestyle of death. And again, there is, now here I'm going to get into religion, because there is the redemptive power through Jesus Christ to change a man or a woman, change their heart and change their lifestyle. And that's for everybody. No matter where you are, what you've done, where you've been, the power of God to change a man through Jesus Christ is real. It is very real. But now, when we have the world taking our kids and we push them out there, we're giving them over to the hands of destruction. And so my plea with all this is like, you might want to investigate this a little bit more before you go celebrating an 11-year-old boy who doesn't even really know who he is, hasn't even experienced life, is now embracing a lifestyle that in the end has higher cases of STDs, drinking, drugs, all of that. Now, if you were to change this and put, say, if this was African Americans, there would be a huge outcry, saying, we need to do something. We need to do something. We need to, help the black community. We need to pull together, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But because it's homosexuality, gay men, and all that kind of stuff, we celebrate it, and I don't get it. So anyway, all right, so those are my 2 cents on it. Gabriel and Dwayne, you might want to check into this. our kids need our help. They don't need us pushing them into a lifestyle that has embedded with it higher rates of STDs, of syphilis and HIV. And I know this is a weird angle to come at, but you have people online who are talking about the biblical stance. Excuse me, they are stating that, talking about religion and people who bring religion into the comments and all that kind of stuff. It's like, taking a hike, say just take a hike pretty much, and talking about the Bible and talking about tradition and things of that nature. And let me just say this. I didn't bring any of that into this conversation. If for no other reason is this right here. If for no other reason are the stated facts and proof that this lifestyle is very destructive. And I'm not saying everybody goes down this road and end up with an STD from this. But the rates are very high within that particular lifestyle. And it's not just these particular STDs right here, but a host of others as well. I mean, look at this. These men are disproportionately impacted by syphilis, HIV, and other sexually transmitted diseases. What else do you need to hear? All right, y'all. This is James from 9 Free Project. So now I'm going to bring relationship into it. Jesus Christ is Lord. Holla.